Good Sunday afternoon. This is Micah Mitchell with Crystal Clear Weather. Um, the crystal clear weather transition or creation is not going the way I had hoped, probably because I need somebody smarter than me doing some things, but at any rate, I digress. This is totally experimental. I'm kind of one of the things I want to try to do with the crystal clear weather is give some more national outlooks. So this is totally experimental. I kind of threw this together relatively quickly, but the general idea I think is good. So we're looking at the March 1st through 15th temperature outlook nationwide, and I think overall we're going to be looking at below average temperatures continuing out west because they've been pretty active out there with some rainfall, a lot of snowfall in the mountains in California. It's been insane what they've picked up out there, 5 to 10 inches with a blizzard, or 5 to 10 feet. Actually, probably 8 to 10 feet with some a blizzard they've had going out in the mountains of California. Some of the wind gusts out there have been insane. I think I saw it up in the Palisades. There was a wind gust of like 194 miles per hour. They've had a lot of 130, 140 mile per hour wind gusts. Just insane what they've had going on out there. So below average temperatures will continue for most of the first half of March out there. Here in our area, in the Great Lakes and out into the Northeast, we've been running way above average. You could almost add yet another shade of red to this, and then above average, I believe, will continue. I'm a little farther west with some of this. In fact, I think I maybe could even dipped it down into Northeast Texas a little farther. Um, got some Gulf moisture or Gulf air coming in that keeping the western part of Florida about average. Eastern part of Florida probably going to run above average. So that's kind of the first half of March on the temperature. As we go to the second half of March, there's a lot of question involved in this. I do think that in general, much of Indiana continues to run above average. The Northeast will continue to run way above average. I think that we're going to have a ridge developing out into the western U.S. that will make the Pacific Northwest run above average. The cooler than average temperatures are probably going to shift east as storm activity increases uh, out over the west, really kind of running up and over and along the Gulf Coast. I think the Gulf Coast is going to become pretty active, especially with severe weather. I think we can see that. We may have some severe outbreaks or a couple of severe shots here in the Great Lakes region again, too. We'll have to see how that develops. But overall, then, as we look at March as a whole, I think, again, the West is going to generally run below average, but there will be some warmth that establishes itself in the latter half of the month. And then as these storms run along the Gulf Coast, they'll be cooler than average as an overall. And then precipitation-wise, again, want to see storms kind of coming in. We'll develop a more zonal flow, I think, later in the month, and that'll allow precipitation to push out into the Great Plains. And then again, the active Gulf track and up the East Coast. I think they're going to be above average on the precipitation. Kind of West Texas is maybe get left out a little bit, in South Texas, and then up over the northeastern or the northern part of the Great Lakes may also run below average. There again, I think there's a chance this below average creeps down into Indiana. We ran drier than average through February, quite a bit drier than average through February. So there's a chance this creeps farther down. Again, I just kind of threw this together pretty fast. And just to kind of look at the Climate Prediction Center, here's what they have for the month of uh, March. They have quite a bit of warmer than average. Again, I'm not quite as the same as them. I think they're missing on the Pacific Northwest some. They do see the zonal flow. I think I generally agree with them on the precipitation outlook, other than, again, I think Pacific Northwest is probably going to run drier than average. So, again, this is all just experimental. I'm just kind of threw this together quickly, and I'll refine these. I'm totally learning how to put these map layers together and all, so I'll get better with that as we move on. But I just wanted to do this real quick. So this is Mike and Mitchell with Crystal Clear Weather. Have a great Sunday.